lead-based paint is dangerous and extremely important to understand, so in this video we're going to explain it in detail. So the first thing is 1978. Prior to 1978, lead was very commonly used in paint. So if your house is built before then, there's maybe a good chance that some of the paint that you have in your house has lead in it. We're going to explain the dangers of it and how it can be in contact with people very shortly. So sellers must disclose any knowledge of lead-based paint if their house is built before 1978. And if you don't know, if you're a seller watching this video, if you don't know, you can simply state that you don't know. Okay, because maybe no one told you before if there's paint, or maybe the house is just so old you have no idea. And that's totally okay, because if you don't know, you don't know. All right, so what are some of the dangers that lead-based paint can have on people? So let's talk about children. It can cause brain damage in children, and it can also cause death. So it's very, very dangerous. Okay, and let's talk about pregnant women. So it can cause problems for pregnant women and their babies. So it's very important to try to understand if the house has lead-based paint, and if so, we'll talk about some mitigation soon. But it's extremely dangerous, and it can cause a lot of harm and potentially death. So it's important to understand this topic. So what about adults? All right, so it can cause some cardiovascular problems and also some kidney problems. So it's very, like I said, dangerous. Okay, so how does this lead-based paint, how does it get in contact with people? What are some of the most common ways, just so you know how to prevent it if there is lead-based paint in the house? Okay, so let's talk about babies. So babies may be eating peeled paint, or little toddlers picking at paint and maybe put that on their fingers. Get it on your fingers, lick your fingers. Maybe you have it on your fingers and you're eating food. So that's one way that lead-based paint can get into the system. Another way is if you're breathing in some of the dust, maybe you're sanding some walls and you just inhale those toxic fumes. That's another way the lead-based paint can get into your body. And if it does, we just talked about what it can do. So it's important not to do those things. So now you may be wondering, okay, what are some of the mitigations? Maybe we buy the house and there is lead-based paint, or maybe we don't know there's lead-based paint. How do we go about this? So you can repaint the lead-based paint with a special type of paint to enclose the bad stuff in there, and it should be okay. And another way to do it is, before we even know if you have lead-based paint, is hire someone to come test the house. Maybe there is contingencies in place, so maybe you have a contingency in place. The lead-based paint, you understand that there is lead-based paint, and if the problem isn't resolved, you can keep your earnest money. Okay, so that's one way to go about that in a contract situation, because if you walk away, like I said, you can keep your earnest money. Okay, and hire a professional to remove the lead-based paint. However, what a lot of people, at least around here, since houses are a little bit older, is you understand that there could be lead-based paint, and even though we talked about a lot of the dangers, the mitigation isn't that hard to deal with. So we're going to purchase the house. If the seller wouldn't do anything in the negotiations, then we'll take care of it after by doing some of these mitigations here. Like I said, repainting and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys learned something about lead-based paint. It's extremely dangerous, and it's good to understand why and some mitigation practices to use. If you're on YouTube, subscribe for more. Any other platform, like and follow for more. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.